Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to NoDQ Live. This is the Tuesday night post Smackdown NoDQ Live. Also, the final NoDQ Live until the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, which is now almost guaranteed to have a big high spot involving Shane McMahon. WWE almost promised it, about as close as you can get without 100% guaranteeing it. So for those of you that missed SmackDown, basically Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon is now a Hell in a Cell Falls Count Anywhere match. And Kevin Owens even threatened to throw Shane McMahon off the Hell in a Cell. Folks, it looks like we are getting a big bump on Sunday. The question is, how big? What do these guys have in store for this Sunday? The expectations now are really high. So hopefully WWE has something planned that is significant. Hopefully nobody gets seriously hurt. But I have to say, after that final segment, I am definitely very intrigued to see this Shane McMahon, Kevin Owens match. Braden says, will Sami Zayn turn heel? Possibly. I mean, I would not rule it out. I have mixed feelings about it. Do I think it's a good idea? I'm not sure if Sami Zayn would work as a babyface character, but in the storyline, it would make some sense. I could see Sami Zayn getting involved, perhaps helping Owens. The thing, though, that makes me think maybe Shane is going to win this one is the fact that Kevin Owens destroyed Shane during this final segment right before the pay-per-view, the go-home episode. And let's also keep in mind that Shane McMahon has not won a one-on-one match in WWE since making his comeback last year in 2016. I have this feeling Shane is going to win. Shane could not beat Undertaker. Nobody would go for that. Shane wasn't going to beat AJ Styles most likely, but Kevin Owens, I could see Owens losing to Shane on Sunday. Would not shock me if that happens. What do you guys think? I thought it was a very strong segment to end the show, but I am very intrigued now about how this match is going to end. Virtue, who's in the chat room, says KO wins. So he's sticking with KO. We will be doing our predictions video on NoDQ.com coming up in the next day or so. So stay tuned for that. By the way, Virtue is a moderator in the chat room. So for those of you out there planning to troll, tonight's not the night because we have Virtue. We also have Tyler. We have TJS in the chat room. He is also moderating tonight. So you guys need to watch your P's and Q's. Watch what you say. Don't be a jerk. Back to SmackDown now. Stefan says, should Usos versus New Day main event Hell in a Cell? No. As great as I think that match is going to be, I think it's going to be an awesome match. This whole pay-per-view is really built around Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens. That was the storyline that involved Vince McMahon, the boss, bleeding on television. Also, real quick before I discuss the other events on SmackDown, I wanted to note I had a problem tonight with the final segment. My USA Network feed on Sling actually cut out around 9:54, 6:54 Pacific time, and it went to Chris Lee Knows Best, the next show, whatever that show is that follows SmackDown, and that only happened for like 10 seconds. But I wasn't looking at the time, so I clicked off Sling TV, and then I realized, wait a minute, it's 5 minutes till the top of the hour. The show's not over yet. So I turned back on Sling, and sure enough, I turned it on, and Shane and Owens were fighting at ringside. RW says same thing. Some people told me they had no problems whatsoever, no cutting out of their feed. So I'm curious, for those of you that did not have any issues, what method were you watching SmackDown Live? Were you watching it on cable television? Were you watching it on another streaming service? Were you watching it on YouTube illegally? I mean, which method were you using? I'm curious. Yeah. Smith, what was your yeah, somebody here said cable TV, cable. So it appears to have been fine for people on cable television, the people that were not having issues. I was watching it on Sling. And yeah, somebody said direct TV, no problem. So it appears like it was a Sling problem. Did any of you out there watch it on Sling and not have problems? Or did any of you out there watch it? Oh, Michael says Hulu did the same thing for him. So I think it must have been the streaming services like Sling and Hulu that were having the problems. But if you were watching it on cable television or direct TV or something like that, then you were fine. Justin said Sling ? Sling.tv. Great service. I haven't been using cable since I moved to Portland, Oregon. I am basically using Netflix and Sling. Sling allows you to watch and DVR a lot of shows from various networks, including SmackDown and Raw. Also shows like The Walking Dead on AMC. I think Sling is a great service. It's definitely the wave of the future. So I like the fact now that they also have DVR, so you can record a show and then forward through the commercials. I'm a big fan of it, definitely. So check it out, sling.tv. Somebody here said, greetings from Poland. I was going to say Portland, but Poland. So that's pretty awesome. NoDQ going worldwide, he says. Thank you for checking it out. And we have over 100 viewers so far. Let's get those numbers up. Please, if you guys can take a moment, share this video. Facebook, Twitter, MySpace. Text your friend. Call your friend. I know people are not used to calling other people these days, but call a friend. Skype them. Send them a smoke signal. Tell them, hey, asshole, NoDQ video is on. Check it out. Don't call them an asshole, though. Just say, hey, my good friend, check out NoDQ video. NoDQ Live, I should say. This is NoDQ Live video, by the way. So anyways, let's move on here. Oh, Ricky says, Aaron, worldwide, the NoDQ brand. Thank you for that, Ricky. I would like 300 views tonight, but I don't think we're going to get there. If Shane got thrown off the cell tonight, maybe I'd get 300 live viewers, but I don't think that's going to work. Anyways, let's talk about the Usos and New Day segment. I thought that was very well done. I'm torn as between who's going to win this one on Sunday. It wouldn't shock me if Usos won back the titles, if the rumor is true that WWE wants the New Day to break the record for the most tag team title reigns. That I could definitely see happening. I could see going either way. What do you guys think? Who do you see winning at Hell in a Cell between the Usos and the New Day? Should be an awesome match. I mean, I think Owens and Shane is going to be fantastic. I think the two Hell in a Cell matches this year are really going to deliver. And if Shane and Owens are going to be brawling outside, this gives the tag teams the opportunity to have a really solid in the cell match. So I like the fact that they're changing it up for the main event. I definitely think that the cell matches will deliver. This should be a really good show. I think it might have more potential than No Mercy. Oh, we have kayfabe Candy Ass in here. I haven't said that in a while. New Day may be stale, but they're still better together than apart. Perhaps that's a great point. One could definitely argue that. I'm not sure how they would function as singles competitors. They might get lost in the shuffle, so maybe it is better for them as a team. I mean, I definitely feel they are stale. A bunch of people on here saying F New Day. No, I say F Kalisto. That's why we're doing this here and live, and you guys are watching me instead of 205 Live because F Kalisto. That's all I have to say. Now, let's move on here. CW76542. What's the significance of those numbers? Bobby Roode just doesn't work as a face. I'm okay with Roode as a face because of his entrance. I mean, it's funny because Dolph Ziggler tonight said that Bobby Roode is just an entrance. And yeah, the entrance is a big part of his act. I think Roode does work better as a heel, but he's never really going to be a full-fledged heel with that music, and I don't think he should get rid of the music. The music is awesome. The entrance is awesome. So I think he kind of has to be a face right now. Maybe sometime down the line he can turn, but I think he needs to be a face. Oh, Kayfabe said, Kayfabe Candy Ass said that reaction Kalisto got was worse than when Michael Cole brought back Brian Christopher. that was a pretty awful reaction. I did bring that up last night on No DQ Live, that the crowd was expecting something perhaps interesting, like I was watching at home. I thought maybe even Rey Mysterio or somebody cool would show up, and then no, it's just Kalisto. Yeah, I'm a little bitter because Kalisto blocked No DQ on Twitter. He wasn't a big fan of when I tweeted about the good lucha things botch, and then he blocked the No DQ Twitter account. Whatever. My attitude is, if you're a wrestler and you go on social media, you need to be able to handle criticism. If somebody says your promo wasn't good, just blocking them. I mean, yeah, you can ignore people that are just purposely trolling you and being negative, but somebody who's trying to give a fair assessment of what you're doing and you just ignore them, that you don't get better that way. You need to listen to the constructive feedback. And if you cannot handle the criticism, then maybe you should be doing something else for a living. Just my opinion. Little rant here from me about Kalisto. He can do some impressive things in the ring, but his promos are terrible, and he really needs to work on that. Yeah, good lucha thing. That was one of the all-time worst promos, I think, in wrestling history. I mean, that's one that's going to last forever. People will always remember how terrible that was. And just in general, his promos are not good. So it is what it is. Corbin is getting stale as a comment I saw in here. Okay, so let's talk about the segment with AJ Styles and Corbin and Ty Dillinger. So Ty Dillinger beat Baron Corbin. That's right. Baron Corbin, the man challenging for the U.S. title at the pay-per-view, got beat. And this was a theme on this show. I'll get to the women's match in a minute here. So Ty Dillinger won, and afterwards AJ, mocked Corbin, said, you lost the Money in the Bank briefcase match, you lost to Cena, and then you lost to Ty Dillinger. I'm thinking now we're gonna get a title change. I'm thinking we're gonna see Baron Corbin is the new U.S. champion. I mean, if he loses now after losing to Ty Dillinger, I mean, they might as well just throw in the towel with the guy. I got to say his entrance music is the best that he's had now that he has lyrics with his song. I do like that. Remy says, hey, Aaron, Rude could be a cocky heel, you stupid idiot. Yeah, but the thing is, people are going to cheer his entrance. That's the problem. The people like the entrance so much, it's going to be hard for him to ever really be taken seriously as a heel. DR Spencer says Ty Dillinger is underrated. I haven't really seen it in Ty Dillinger yet. Beyond the 10 gimmick, he just comes off to me like your average wrestler. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sold on Ty Dillinger yet. Yeah, guys, watch the profanity in here. I mean, Virtue, you don't need to ban guys for using the F word, but if they're trolling people, then I would say, oh, Virtue, give them a warning. That's the rule we have implemented here on No DQ Live in the live chant. Virtue, give them a warning if they say something they're not supposed to be saying, and then if they keep breaking the rule, then you nail them with the ban hammer. So let's talk about the women's match now. So we had Charlotte, the #1 contender for the SmackDown Women's title, submitting to Natalya. This is ass backwards, it seems. I mean, normally you have the challenger gain some momentum heading into the pay-per-view match, but twice, with Baron Corbin losing to Ty Dillinger and then Charlotte tapping out to Natalya, twice we saw the challengers look pretty damn weak heading into the pay-per-view, which makes me think, the challenger has to be winning. It's just weird booking to me. You would think that Charlotte would be booked strongly as a challenger and not weak, but whatever. I'm not the one running the $1 million company here, so what do I know? And I'll talk more about this in depth when I do the predictions with the rest of the No DQ panel. And by the way, quick plug, the return of Wrestling Trivia Challenge, either Friday or Saturday. That will be up. Another No DQ panel video will be up this weekend. And of course, I will be doing a panel video with everyone after the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. So it's going to be a very busy week here on NoDQ.com and the YouTube channel. Stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest. And Sean brought up Road Dogg's quote, wins and losses don't matter. I mean, that's pretty much the attitude of Road Dogg and the people in WWE. They just feel it's a different era. I get this all the time. Favorite Chris Benoit match. I wonder if I'm being trolled here. Angle versus Benoit, Royal Rumble. For those of you in the chat room, anytime somebody says favorite Benoit match from me, it is Angle versus Benoit. But back to SmackDown. Orton and Rusev. We had Orton defeat Aiden English. I'm not really sure who wins this one. I'm really torn between the two of them. I really don't care, honestly. But again, I'll talk more about that when I do the predictions video. I think they should turn Orton heel. And the match that I've almost forgotten about. Oh, King J-Mo says favorite Angle match. I have two off the top of my head. Well, three. The one with Benoit. The match with Shane, King of the Ring 2001. And then Angle versus Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 21, which I was at. But back to SmackDown with the whole bit with Nakamura. You had Jinder Mahal sneak attack Nakamura, and you had the three guys beat down Nakamura. This was not as bad. I mean, it didn't really make Nakamura look weak. I mean, he was attacked 3-on-1, and he was blindsided. Now, I have this feeling that Nakamura is not winning the title. You have to keep in mind that this match is basically like the third most important match on the show after the two Hell in a Cell matches. So is WWE really going to book a title change in a essentially throwaway WWE title match? I don't think so. I think either one of two things are going to happen. Either it's your standard Jinder Mahal victory with the other guys getting involved, the Singh brothers, and they cost Nakamura the match, which is very predictable and bland. Or, there's a DQ when Nakamura wins by DQ and they have another match at Survivor Series. I think one of those two things are going to happen. Tyler said, what if Jinder drops the title and then wins it back at the India tour? I could see that happening, but this feud might drag out. They might save a title change if they're even going to do one for Survivor Series and then have them win it back. Who knows? Why is Virtue saying I'm 44? You son of a bitch. Wow. Okay, Virtue, I'm going to have to get you back for that one, buddy. Anyways, I'm only as old as I look, and I look pretty old, brother. Do you guys know what reference that was? Let me know in the chat room. Oh, wow. Tyler's even more savage to me. Aaron is 69. Wow. Mr. Vacation's a little bit nicer. You look 30-something. I appreciate that, buddy. So I don't know what's going to happen with Nakamura and Mahal. I really don't care. I have so little interest in this feud. I'm just like, not a big fan of it. It's the Larry David unimpressed reaction. By the way, awesome premiere of Curb Your Enthusiasm on HBO. I highly recommend that show. Definitely some much needed laughs with all the negative stuff in the news the last few days. Just wanted to throw that out there. Curb is awesome. Larry effing David. Anyways, thoughts on Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable. So we have a kickoff match. I mean, Virtue, isn't this awesome? For once, we're going to be doing a video where we know all the matches, including the kickoff match. How cool is that? How hard was that for WWE to actually do this? Wow. I'm impressed. They actually announced it in advance. Son of a bitch. I'll be damned. Wow. And I don't care. I really don't care about the match. I have little to no interest in it. It should be a good kickoff match. It's fine. I mean, no big deal. It's just a throwaway match. I don't care about the Hype Brothers. And it's funny because Mojo Rawley won the Dre back in March, April, whenever WrestleMania was, and he hasn't done shit since then. So I really don't care about this match. I just think Gable and Jordan, or not Gable and Jordan, Gable and Benjamin. I still got Jordan and Gable on the mind because they broke up too soon, but whatever. I think Benjamin and Gable will win, and then there'll be the breakup that nobody cares about. And by the way, F Zack Ryder as well. He blocked no DQ, same reason as Kalisto. And this was after I shaved my damn head for that guy at WrestleMania. I made that bet, and of course he won, and then lost the title the next night. But yeah, F Zack Ryder, F Kalisto, F Jerry Lawler too, by the way. You know what's weird? Lawler blocked my personal account, but not the no DQ account. So I'm like, why? What did I say? I never at wrestlers on the no DQ account or the personal account. So these guys must do Twitter searches, and they must find negative things or critical things that I wrote about them. Or, you know, I don't know any other reason why they would. I don't at these people. I just try to give, you know, when I do the live play-by-play on Twitter or Facebook, I just try to give my honest opinions of the show. And for some of these guys, you know, they cannot handle any kind of criticism. JBL's the worst, though. You guys know this. I think 95% of you were blocked by JBL. That dude cannot handle criticism at all. I'm not a heel journalist. I wouldn't even call myself a journalist. I don't have a degree or anything, believe it or not. I mean, maybe some of you believe it. I'm just the guy that runs a website. I try to give non-biased opinions. I try to give fair and honest opinions. And that's all I do. That's it. Simple as that. Nothing more, nothing less. Darren Gregg says Paige will be Sister Abigail. Actually, according to Ryan Satan, it's going to be Bray himself as Sister Abigail. So he's going to have this dual role. Dance for Me says, is this your job, Aaron? Yes, it is. It is my full-time job from 6 in the morning to 10 o'clock at night every day, 7 days a week, 365 days of the year. And every now and then I'll go out to the beach and just take a break. And that is my life 24/7. But it's a great life. I mean, I love doing this. I have a lot of fun doing this video. I'm really enjoying the live videos, and it seems like they're catching on with you guys. And I really do appreciate the viewership and you guys tuning in. Keep spreading the word. Oh, Darren said, when is the Greg and Jeff rematch? I did mention that earlier. It will likely be on Friday, maybe Saturday. I did mention why Kalisto blocked no DQ earlier. It was over that botched promo from 2016 when he said the good lucha things. And you know, and I like to post like the little GIFs, or is it GIFs? I'm not even sure. The GIFs, the little animated images, and I try to be funny on Twitter. I don't do a very good job of that. I'm no Larry David, but I try. And I guess I tend to offend a lot of people on Twitter. If you guys are not following me on Twitter, you should, at NoDQ, DOTCOM, and at Aaron Rift, because I can be a real prick sometimes. I mean, I pissed off a bunch of Naomi fangirls a couple of weeks ago when I made a joke about Dolph Ziggler doing Naomi's entrance better than her. I'm sure some of you remember that too. Is Virtue having a show too? Virtue has been doing some videos from his Facebook page. David Southworth. I'm not sure if I should be promoting his real name in his Facebook account, but you guys can read his columns. Read his columns on NoDQ.com. This is a plug for Virtue. He's the greatest columnist in NoDQ.com history, according to some guy on Mars. He's awesome, though. Seriously, Virtue is the man. Check him out, NoDQ.com. Read his columns. Sometimes he posts video columns. And he is at I already screwed it up. At NoDQ_Virtue. I hate the underscores, by the way, guys. No offense to Virtue or Jeff Meacham. David Payne. Payne came back with a video. I'm not sure when he's doing another one. You guys would have to contact him about that. I'm trying to get peace between David Payne and Virtue and Jeff. But, you know, David Payne's a little stubborn. What can I say? The guy, he really needs to publicly apologize because he was very unprofessional with his behavior. Steven or Stefan. Is it Steven or Stefan? Give Jexy a show. I'm all for it. If she wants to do a show on NoDQ, the door is wide open for her to have her own show. And the plan is for her to be on the panels regularly from this point forward for the predictions. maybe the review videos. I'm not sure what her schedule is exactly. That's definitely one of the challenges of doing the panel videos. Trying to get everyone's schedules together. That's a little bit of a task because I'm available all the time. This is what I do, but everyone else has their 9 to 5s, and it's just a matter of getting everybody together. And Jexie's, she's training to become a wrestler. She's doing all sorts of things. So, trying to get everybody's schedules down, it can be a bit challenging. Are you the best second place for Virtue? And he spelled my name wrong, so I'm going to not answer that. Spell my name correctly if you want me to answer a question. By the way, we're at 177, which is pretty good. It's pretty good, but I'd like 300. I said I would do something really crazy if I hit 300 live viewers. But then again, it's SmackDown. It's going to take a really big Raw, I think, to break 300 live viewers. I'm surprised because I'm still not getting the really big numbers for the live viewership, but last night's video already has over 7,000 views in one day, which is really cool. So the videos are definitely getting the views, but not a ton of people are watching live, which, I'm fine either way. I think if there were too many people watching live, the chat room would just be completely overrun. Yeah, no political talk, guys. Let's stick to wrestling. Let's not talk about politics and any of that BS. Who is your top 5 favorite wrestlers of all time? Okay, so this is a pretty generic question. I actually answered this, I think, on the very first No DQ video, No DQ&A, back in 2011. But off the top of my head, Austin, Rock, Hogan, Rock, Michaels, Ric Flair, or Bret Hart. So 6, doing top 6 right there, off the top of my head. Will the Shield use their old entrance theme and music at TLC? I think they should do something special. Maybe use the original music, even though it's just basically Roman Reigns' theme, just a little different. But they should do like a big, elaborate entrance. I think they should definitely wear those. The little masks that they had over their faces. I thought that was really cool, what they were doing right before they broke up. They should have like a really big entrance, but of course they can't have pyro. They really should have pyro for this. This is a special entrance. This is a big deal. Let them have pyro. Hashtag give Shield pyro. That should be a hashtag for Twitter and for Road Dogg or whoever's in charge of Raw, at least. Maybe tweet it out to Triple H. Hashtag give Shield pyro. I think they need that pyro for that. It's a special thing. It's something people are going to remember for years and years. Make it as big as possible. Give them the pyro. It hasn't been done in a while. Just like blood, when you bring it back every now and then, it means something. It's something special. So, damn it, give them the pyro. Dean and Seth should betray Roman. It should be the other way around. Roman should betray them, but it's not going to happen. Roman is not turning heel. The ship has sailed. Roman is the guy, and we all just have to deal with it. It is what it is, as I like to say. Pyro doesn't fit the Shield's characters to me. Well, this is a special occasion. This is the return of the Shield. I would have them. Remember when DX came back on the big tank? They need something really cool for the Shield. Maybe not come down from the rafters because of Owen Hart. Not sure if that's a good idea or not. But they need to do something really spectacular in terms of an entrance, something that people will remember for years to come. Just my opinion. Doesn't necessarily have to be pyro, but I think pyro would be a good idea in this case. All right, whoever the guy is saying thoughts on Mr. Robot, let's go ahead and boot that guy. Beatbox for 300 views. I would be happy to do that. The beatbox would be worse than the Spinneroonie, but 300, I would definitely do that. Will there be a Universal title match at TLC? No, Brock Lesnar is not scheduled. Thank you, Tyler, for kicking that guy. Brock Lesnar is not scheduled, even though it's in his neck of the woods, Minneapolis. He's not booked for the show. The show is really being built around the Shield reunion. That is what is selling the show. They're doing that match to try and boost ticket sales, and also get Roman Reigns over with the fans more. I think it's a temporary fix. I don't think it's going to be long term. The fans want to see the Shield reunion, but I don't think Reigns is going to be cheered as a face. As soon as they go their separate ways, it's going to be right back to what it was before. I think, I believe that after the Undertaker stuff, after Undertaker lost to Reigns and essentially Undertaker was retired by Reigns, I don't see the fans ever really getting behind Roman again. Even if he got better in the ring, even if his promos got better, I think fans are always going to resent him for retiring the Undertaker. Will TLC be a weak show considering there won't be an IC or tag team title match? Well, I think they're going to do a TLC match with both titles on the line. So if Miz's team wins, the Bar would win the tag team titles and Miz would retain his IC title. And if the Shield wins, Ambrose and Rollins would retain the tag titles and Roman would become the new IC champion. My feeling is that is what is going to be the stipulation for that match. It's TLC, so you got to have a TLC match, right? And that's the main event. So, I mean, that seems to be the obvious direction for the show with a TLC match, all the titles on the line. And it should, 6-man match with all the big bumps with Cesaro and Sheamus in there and the Shield. I mean, that and the Miz too. I mean, all of them, all 6 of them, that could be a really awesome TLC match. WWE suckers me in every time. I thought No Mercy was going to be great. It was a bit disappointing. TLC, I mean, that match should be a potential match of the year contender. But then again, I said that about Strowman and Lesnar, and look what happened with that. So, I mean, nothing's a guarantee, but I mean, with those 6 guys, how can they really have a bad match? I find it hard to believe they can. I mean, Lesnar has had his share of disappointing matches in WWE since his return. So it's not like that was the biggest surprise that failed to live up to expectations. But, man, Cesaro and the Shield and Miz and Roman, I mean, it's going to be really hard for those guys to not have a classic. And Shane and Owens, unless they don't do anything significant in terms of the bumps. I mean, they've pretty much promised something spectacular is going to happen in this match. So as long as WWE delivers on that and nobody gets seriously hurt, that match will be a big home run. That should be an awesome match. Do you have any siblings who watch WWE? No, I actually do not have any siblings. I'm an only child. But if I did have siblings, I would probably tell them to not watch WWE, quite frankly. Will CM Punk be in Chicago on Christmas? Doubt it. Highly unlikely in all likelihood. When will Triple H return? When he feels like it. Raw or SmackDown? Right now, Raw. I feel it's been better. Rami, favorite WWE year? 1997 or 1998? Take your pick. I think overall in terms of WWE and WCW, I would go with 98. But 97 was just such a great year. I mean, the undercards sucked. Don't get me wrong. When you have the Godwins and DOA in the undercard matches, the undercard really sucked in 97, but the main event storylines were fantastic. Stone Cold and Bret Hart, the whole Bret Hart heel turn, Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. Those storylines were extremely compelling. The birth of DX, Shawn Michaels and Undertaker. I mean, that was such a great year in terms of the main event storylines. Paul Bearer bringing in Kane to feud with Undertaker. 97, I think, arguably had the best main event storylines in WWE history, in my humble opinion. Some of you may disagree, but 97 was red hot. Stone Cold was just on fire. I've been watching some of those early 97 Raws. Austin's promos and Bret. I mean, Bret was never known for his promos, but that period, Bret was just on fire. I mean, I really believed, and I still do watching those old clips. Like, I feel like when I watch it, like, these guys cannot stand each other. They want to kill each other. That's how convincing the performances were. Watch like the Steve Austin and Bret Hart segment where Austin's at the WWE studios and Bret's in Calgary, and Austin and Bret going back and forth. Great stuff. Just amazing. And the night after the Rumble when Bret Hart quit, I mean, just brilliant television, in my opinion. That was when Raw was a must-see show, and when Monday nights felt like a really big deal. Like you had to tune in to see what unpredictable, crazy things were going to go down. Yeah, Brett was definitely an underrated promo, especially, it's because when you look at Brett's work for the majority of his career, it was so, but when you have a good story, that can really motivate people to bring out their best performances. And I think that that's what happened with Bret Hart. I think Bret Hart, had some great material to work with, and he believed it. He thought this was compelling storytelling, so he could go out there and really deliver. Oh, Darren says, nice shirt. Well, thank you. I got it courtesy of Pro Wrestling Tees and their Pro Wrestling Crate, the boxes they send me every month. The promotional boxes, I promote them on the channel. So it's a nice way to get some free merchandise. So I thank them for sending me the merchandise, and check them out. ProWrestlingCrate.com. Use NoDQ as the code to get 20% off your first order. So there you go. Favorite Hell in a Cell match from Tony H. Is this Noah's Tony H, by the way? I'm not sure. But my favorite Hell in a Cell match would have to be either the original. It's hard to top the original. Shawn Michaels, Undertaker with Kane's debut. Oh, it is Noah's Tony H. Well, tell Noah I said hi. Oh, by the way, you guys should look up Smart Busters Noah Donish. That is a funny video. Those guys are basically trolls and homophobes or whatever, but that was an entertaining video. I mean, poor Noah. They really roasted that guy badly. Maybe they'll roast me next and say, man, this guy's so boring. He's awful, or whatever. But they were making fun of Noah and his microphone and his face on his main page. Yeah, Smart Busters Noah Donish. They made fun of Solomonster, so I think I'm fair game. They might target me next here. They're gonna come after me and say Aaron Riff's videos are terrible. He's awful. He's just your stereotypical Mark. He's so boring. Nobody wants to watch him. He just he talks about random crap that nobody cares about. I just saved them all the trouble. I just gave them all their material, right? And they'll say, oh, he's some goofy looking MFer, I just gave them their material. So thank you guys, or, you're welcome or whatever. Anyways, let's move on here. Actually, I think I'm going to wrap this thing up because we're almost at 40 minutes here. Thank you guys so much for watching as usual. I definitely appreciate the continued support and love for NoDQ Live. I will be back next week for NoDQ Live, but in the meantime, NoDQ video coming up later this week, predictions for Hell in a Cell, and the return of Wrestling Trivia Challenge. I got to tell you guys, this is going to be a big one. Jeff Meacham, Greg Cherry 3, the final chapter of this saga to kick off season 2. Stay tuned later this week. Tell a friend about the NoDQ channel. Thank you guys again, and I will see you on Monday for NoDQ Live. Road to 300 live viewers. We'll see. Stay tuned for more. See you guys next time.